Jagex has put out the first rewards primer for Raids 4, which is not an indicator of what rewards we are getting, but more or less Jagex giving us a direction of where we're going with Raids 4 rewards. Now, I've been told some not so positive things about this blog, but we're going to give our most unbiased take possible. I've heard that this is a lot of slop to read, so at the chat's request, we're going to get ChatGPT to pretty much give us the TLDR here. Oh, I fucked that up. Hold on. TLDR this for me. And then we're just going to post that. And we'll see what ChatGPT says. And hopefully this just kind of clears a lot of the fluff. Because I don't want to read a lot of, we're thinking this and that. I want to get straight to the facts. So, say hi to YouTube. Let your mum know you're going to be on live TV. This is a big deal for a lot of people. I'm all for that. Don't stress. And I'm trying to not get fingered by these lava strike worms at the same time. So, let's have a look. It's not that much to read. It's not that much to read, is it? Hold on. That's quite a lot of reading. That's like a Harry Potter book. And the same person will be like, the video's too long. So let's look at the TLDR. All right. TLDR on the blog post about the upcoming OSRS raid, Old School RuneScape, the Fractured Archive. Overall, Jagex is planning the reward structure for the upcoming raid, the Fractured Archive. This post isn't announcing items yet. It's explaining their design thinking and asking the community for feedback. This is good to know. Ideal raid loot table. Their current idea is a raid should roughly have 1 mega rare, very powerful jackpot drop, 1 armor set, ideally best in slot, and 1 to 3 standalone items, strong niche gear. Okay, so they want to go for the Theater of Blood / TOA loot system, not the Chambers of Xeric system. Understandable. I like the Chambers of Xeric system, but there is a lot of purples, so fair enough. They think Cox is too many, Theater of Blood is too few useful uniques, and TOA is a good number, but the drop rates could be better. Yeah, they kind of, yeah, okay. Alright. At least they know where they stand. Mega Rare discussions. Existing Mega Rares are T-Bow, Shadow, Scythe, and the key points. The Mega Rare should probably stay weapons because they feel exciting. And they usually have huge damage, slow attack speed, and a niche where they shine. I think a Mega Rare does have to be a weapon, personally. Top of tier way loot style, yeah. I think that's fine. I think it should stay a weapon. I think that makes sense. It not being a weapon is rough. It's got a Dragon Metal sheet big. The challenges: a new Mega Rare will power creep existing ones in some situations. Okay. They must avoid making older Mega Rares irrelevant. Okay. Current leaning, a melee main hand Mega Rare, likely Crush style base. Panic buy Inquisitors. The raid itself may favor melee. High-end Crush weapons are lacking. They are. Well, kind of. It's not that the high-end Crush weapons are lacking, it's high-end Crush content is lacking. I think the weapons are technically fine, but I'm not opposed to more. Look at the Inquisitor's Mace. There's just no way to use it. Armor set. Adding a new raid armor set is tricky. Ranged armor, unlikely, because of Missouri, of course. Melee armor, uncertain. Torva is still strong. Inquisitor's armor exists for Crush. But Torva is better than... Torva and Oathplate are both better than Inquisitors. Like, you don't use Crush because Oathplate with Slash is better than Inquisitors with Crush, even where Crush is the predominant attack style. Magic armor might work. Ancestral robes are very old. Well, they fucked up with Ancestral robes, but sure. Possible idea. Magic armor side grade that boosts elemental spell... I need to close the door so the mister doesn't hear me yelling so much. Jagex. No one gives a fuck about elemental spells. The end game does not require elemental magic. Shut the fuck up about elemental spells. No one gives a fuck. Why are we... You had the Tombican Shadow. Why the fuck would you use elemental spells? What a completely fucking retarded idea. Why are they so hooked on this? Elemental magic is mid-game horseshit. That's all it is. No one is using elemental spells late game. You have the Shadow. So what, they want to ruin the Shadow with armor? This is crazy. You're the only guy who will tell the facts. Bro, No, why? That is a terrible idea. No. Do not do... Why would you... So they want Virtus, but for elemental spells. That's a bad idea from a raid. Do that somewhere else in the game. Do that somewhere at a Vorkarth or Phantom Muspar level boss. Do not do that at an endgame piece of content. That is a bad idea. That's bad. That ruins the Turmeric Shadow. Or at least that doesn't help the Turmeric Shadow. Why would you do that? Skip a full armor set and add more standalone items instead. That I can fuck with. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Ferocious Gloves could do with an upgrade. Avernic Defender could do with an upgrade. The Occult Amulet could do with an upgrade. I still like the idea of a ring that allows you to wear another ring alongside it, but it's like you can't wear any two rings. It's maybe a ring that gets half the benefits of certain rings or something like that, some sort of charge system around a ring. I'm okay with that. They definitely can do with upgrading a few... Like, if they want to talk about old content that needs updating like Ancestral, Ferocious Gloves definitely are due for something. Passive boost to fire damage in PvP would be wild. Ancestral set came out fucking pre-Towers. It did. But I don't think that really matters. How old is Inquisitors? Nightmare came out 2020? 2020, February 6th. Long time ago, man. I read the whole article and I gotta say, this ChatGPT breakdown is very good. Good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Main takeaways. Likely direction. Melee Crush Mega Rare. Maybe Magic Armor Side Grade. Bad idea. They need to stop side grading this shit. A few niche download items. They're not locked in yet and they want player feedback. Yes, side grading along Ancestral does nothing, because if Ancestral's still going to be the best in slot main Magic gear, why the fuck would you want side grade? People only use Virtus when they're using Ancients. Otherwise, you're using Ancestral. So this side grade shit, you're going to make more irrelevant armor. In short, Jagex lean towards Crush Style, Mega Rare Weapon for a new raid, and possibly Magic Armor side grade. They're still figuring out the reward structure and asking the community for input. If you want, I can give you super short fun. No, that's fine. That was good. Thank you, ChatGPT. Okay, so Jagex. Okay, range armor feels out of the question. Missouri featured in the most recent. Yeah, of course, with the Quiver and the Bloodmoon Rises. We don't think range is a start. Range is perfect where it is. And range is getting a buff from the Bloodmoon Rises. Melee armor feels more touch. A touch more grey. I feel like it could be too soon for an upgrade since Oathplate is still quite fresh as a style-specific armor, while Torva still maintains a high value and serves as an endgame target for many players despite not coming from a raid. Inquisitor likely couldn't be improved upon, but where does that leave the Nightmare of Ashihama place in the game? And if we went down the armor upgrade route, does Upgradescape feel appropriate for a raid reward? Yeah, you have Upgradescape for fucking Missouri. What's the problem? No one really complains about upgrading Missouri, do they? I know that farming Inquisitors from the Nightmare is a little bit more difficult than getting Armadyl from Kriara, but they made the Nightmare a lot faster recently, and fuck it, that keeps the game consistent. I'll do it. I'll do it. Bro, people use Virtus of Eye of Ayak. Source me? Yes, true. People are using the Areola boots as just Tribe boots for just the Serb, or just Serb red boots, and now it's like, oh, best in slot 1 boots forever from random easy boss that don't even need to learn all the way. No, you're true. That's right. You're correct. They've just become too conflicted and release other wieldy spec weapon instead. Yeah, probably. Why not an attachment to Justisher to go to Oathplate tier? I think the only reason I think Inquisitors makes more sense is because they're leaning in the direction of Crush, and that way it's not like you need to do one raid to then make the other raid worth it. It's more do a boss to make the raid worth it. Kind of like how you do Kriara for Missouri. You're leaning on a boss in a single piece of content and group related content. You don't have to do for Sunday Nightmare. You can do Nightmare with a team, rather than it being you have to do this raid to do this raid. I feel like it's probably healthier to come from a boss, especially one that you can solo. Hear me out. An armor set that has Bando stats, but it gives you +1 range for melee weapons. That's fucked, cunt. I don't know if we want to go that hard just yet. I think it's... Imagine the Scythe with +1 range attack, dude. I think it's healthy to make Inquisitors fortify a new armor. Would get people going to Fasani and realizing it's not bad anymore. Yeah, I think you're right. And they made Fasani so much more accessible. There's just no need to do it. But if you give Fasanis a need to be farmed, that would be really good. Magic armor could make sense. It's awkward. Ancestral is 9 years old at this point. I don't think that matters. Where does the time go? So it's not too soon to upgrade. But could we upgrade in a way that doesn't completely invalidate it? We go down the upgrade route, but our concerns would rather around whether or not it's approachable for a raid still stands. In my opinion, what they should have done is they should have buffed Ancestral accuracy-wise when Virtus came out. Instead, they chose to make Virtus and Ancestral the exact same accuracy. They have made Ancestral weak. They could have lowered the Shadow's power in accuracy and buffed Ancestral to balance that out, and also created a gap between Ancestral and Virtus. Instead, Ancestral and Virtus are the exact same. There's just, a minor damage difference, which only matters with the Shadow, and that's it. And they want to do the same thing now with Elementals. That's really bad. They fucked up with Ancestral, and I think it's totally valid for them to give us new Mage gear. If they want this to be the new hardest raid, I don't really have a problem with them bringing out new Mage gear that goes beyond Ancestral. Eventually, they're going to have to do it. Does this invalidate Ancestral from Chambers of Zurich? Yeah, it does, because then you just go Virtus to the new Mage armor. There is that. You could argue using Ancestral to upgrade for the new Mage gear, but then that just counters my argument on Justice Show with Theatre of Blood, so I'd be more okay with Ancestral over Justice Show, because I don't really care for Justy at the moment. And I think doing it with Ancestral would be more important, because it is actual valid and relevant content at the moment. Where does the time go? In the original post is what triggered ChatGPT to say Ancestral is old. Yeah, true. The Abyssal Plug, 2-tick melee weapon that can teleport you behind the player so you can plug them. I like that. It's a two-way butt plug. Why can't we just have what we have with Bandos and Torva, break it down for parts, upgrade to new gear? Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like this side grade shit. The side grade mage stuff, it's going to be dead on release. You're not going to use this elemental armor shit. Where the fuck do you use elemental spells now? Give me one place you guys are using elemental spells in the endgame. You're not. The Eye of Ayak covers everything. The Shadow covers everything even more. It's crazy, man. Could be a case that you see our thoughts above and feel that now isn't the right time for an armor set. So perhaps we can wait for a more appropriate time in the future to fill the space. Hold on, let me not die here. What do we got in the game currently? Matthew Perkins, thank you for the 49 months, dude. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you. How are you, man? What do we got here? We don't need stab bonus. The Fang is too strong. I think we need a cooler on stab bonus. Evernate Defender could do with an upgrade. That's okay to do from raid to raid, because it's only one item, not a whole armor set. I don't mind using the Evernate Defender to then push it further. Ferocious Gloves, I think, could do with an upgrade, absolutely. Like, push it to 20 on all the bonuses or something. What else do we have here? Even if they make the Mega Rare an Inquisitor's Mace upgrade. I don't have a problem with the Mega Rare. Where's their Mega Rare discussion? This is what I'm thinking. Make a Crush Mega Rare weapon and remove Crush from the Scythe. Now, people might think that's a bad idea because that's going to damage the Scythe. It's not. Because this new Crush weapon is going to overtake the Scythe anyway. Right? It's going to be better than the Scythe on Crush. All you're doing by removing Crush from the Scythe is giving this new Mega Rare even more validation and more reason to be in the game. The Scythe is used for slash, and you have Oath Plate. You're slashing shit that needs to be crushed anyway. If they take Crush off the Scythe on the release of the raid, and this new Mega Rare comes in as a Crush Mega Rare, you don't damage any of the other Mega Rares. It's going to damage Inquisitors, which is already there. It's not, because this new Mega Rare is going to be better than Cypher. So think of it like this. They got rid of the blowpipe. They nerfed the blowpipe, but gave us the Bofa, which is better than what the blowpipe was. The blowpipe was busted. The Bofa is better than what the blowpipe was. So they're getting rid of something powerful to give us something more powerful, right? So you wouldn't have... For Santas, is there any place that you use Crush on the Cypher at the moment? Theater of Blood, you use Inquisitors. You don't now, because Oathplate just makes it better. Oathplate Slash on Tecton is better than Inquisitor's Crush. But he's weak to Crush, because Oathplate is that powerful. So if they get rid of Crush on the Scythe and make this new Mega Rare, the Crush Mega Rare, and it's better than the Scythe with Crush, what's the problem with that? You're not crushing with the Scythe anyway. No one's using it. But if they're going to give Crush armor, people might start to use it. But if you take that opportunity away, it gives this new Mega Rare more purpose and more value. And then it's not competing with the Scythe at all, unless there's a Slash Crush conflict. But a straight Crush, the Scythe won't be interrupting the ability for that weapon to grow and have its own economy and its own place in the game. I don't see a problem with that, personally. I'd love some feedback on that, but I think that's what they could and should consider doing. I think the Occult Necklace upgrade is not a bad idea. That would be better than a Magic Armor side grade. As for ranged, we're getting an Anguish upgrade, that doesn't matter. They could do some sort of Fury upgrade, but I don't think it's really worth... no one really uses the Fury now, so I don't know. Yeah, that's defense bonuses. This is for Slash. Defense. Again, all crap. Unless they upgrade Justicea, there's no real touch there. They can't do the God Cape. Shield, I don't know, like shields, I don't know. People aren't really using shields anyway. Don't think having two melee weapons devalue each other? No. Not if they don't touch each other. Like, does the Fang devalue the Scythe? It doesn't, does it? The idea is that if the Scythe doesn't have Crush, so you have 1/1 Crush, they're not going to devalue each other. They're used for different pieces of content. What about a Gear Jury that gives an offensive stat bonus plus prayer and a new prayer base set? As opposed to the Sunfire stuff that came from the... Is it Sunfire that came from the Colosseum? Then you Magic Cape and Necklace. The Magic Cape will happen in its own perspective. They won't touch the Cape. They won't do Cape. Necklace, I think they could. I was thinking combining all the Mega Rares together into one item. That ain't fucking happening, dude. Yeah, they'll do something with the Mage Cape. Probably Wilderness based though, I think. They could just bite the bullet, say fuck it, and make a Torva upgrade. Like, what's the problem with going further with Torva? Fuck it. Like the idea of doing Crush Armor set as an upgrade from Inquisitors and a Crush Mega Rare, but most raids don't have the Armor and Mega Rare in the same. I don't think that matters though. Is that a rule we have to follow? Like, if you need Inquisitors to make the armor from the raid usable anyway, does that really matter, do you think? What do you think of them adding a melee type of Imbued Heart upgrade to the game? I think they're going to do overloads at some point anyway. Which will ruin the Imbued Heart a little bit, I think. They have to be careful with that. Record 2,000 hours of Odalot PKing and have AI make an Oda boat. You have to kill it to get Mage Kate 3. Is this a sailing update? Magic damage. Yeah, see, the Occult could do an upgrade. I thought Ancestral was 4%. Virtus is 2%. I thought Ancestral was 4%. What the fuck? Oh man, what the hell? Yeah. Why are they side grading this shit? Why not drop something that you can add to Ancestral to buff it? You don't have to then add new armor, just add an Ancestral trinket. You use it on the armor, it buffs it, whatever. Yeah, the Sunfire Fanatic, here you go, the prayer bonus stuff. That's all free to play shit, no one gives a fuck about that. Yeah, I think... Where's the Scythe gone? Oh, the Scythe isn't even on here. Fucking sorry, but Axe is better than the Scythe. Like they did an occult upgrade since the necklace is already going down in price. Well, yeah, they nerfed it recently, so upgrading it would be good. You just want new armor over 12 so you don't have to run out of YouTube play bodies? Yeah, well, that too, yeah. Problem with combining items like they did with treads is you can't do that next item. And for this raid, what the fuck will they do the next one? Well, they might. At that point, they can then add on to a new one, right? Like eventually, they might add all the neck pieces together for a new type of Fury that is Rancor, Rupture, and Occult upgrade, and then you have like a new level 95 tier Tribrid necklace, and then they split them up again. Like you could always combine them, then split them, and combine them, then split them. Why not? Like the next boot upgrade from Avernic Treads is 3 individual boots that are better than the Avernic Treads, and then after that, you combine them for another big one and just keep splitting. And why not? Fuck it. It's only plus 30 crush on the Scythe. Like it's not a lot. Get rid of that. Remove the ability to crush on the Scythe, and you've got yourself a great spot for a new Mega Red. That's not going to ruin the Scythe at all. Like I can't think of many places you're using crush other than the Nightmare, which you wouldn't use the Scythe at that point. You'd use this new weapon. The only direction they can go to utilize and tank rolls, pull out the beta worlds. 100% believe you will love the new meta. It won't happen, dude. I disagree personally. Would the new Mega Rare also do a 3-tile radius? I mean, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. It could be just a big donker that hits. It could be something big with 1 hit splat. It doesn't need to act like the Scythe. Scythe is OP for that reason. I mean, only kind of. Like, is it really? If the Scythe had 1 hit splat but a max hit of 90, or it had 3 hit splats and combined a max hit of 90, what's the difference? The reason the Scythe does the 3 hit splats is so that it doesn't overpower weapons on smaller NPCs, right? That's why the Soul Reaper Axe is better at Vardavus than the Scythe, because Vardavus is not a 3x3 NPC. So if anything, the hit splat system of the Scythe is holding back its power. If you could hit 3 hit splats on a cow, or on like a fucking goblin sized NPC, it would be far more powerful, right? Cleave, lacerate, and puncture. What about like that player designed weapon from that angel where you change your attack style to do different types of attacks? Yeah, I think that's my opinion. I think the Scythe could do they could do that, and they could find room for it. I think this whole magic side grade shit is a really bad idea. They need to fuck that off immediately. I don't want to hear about no elemental magic shit again. Stop that now. That needs to go in the bin. That's bad. That's really bad. Otherwise, yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Might be a dumb idea, but what about a best in slot special attack weapon, like an attack, defense, and stat drain effect? I know we have the God Sword already. Well, we're getting that new Crush Mega, that Crush DPS spec weapon that's coming to the game. I don't know. I wouldn't make a mega rare special attack weapon because special attack weapons are purely for speccing, you know? It wouldn't really feel like it has a lot of value. Averages out damage more heavily in to the middle, so Scythe will roll between 30 and 60, way more often due to 3 hit splats. That's why the max hit with Scythe is so rare. Yeah, of course. Of course. Rage rewards good or bad, or are you just getting to the... Well, they haven't put the rewards in here. What they have said... hold on. Imbued Heart. Here we go. What they have basically said is... It sounds like they don't fully know what they want to do at the moment. Some of their ideas are not looking good. Specifically, they don't know what to do with armor. Like, it sounds like they don't know whether they're going to go for a mage armor or whether they're going to do armor at all. Never lucky. Classic. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have to see where they go with this feedback. I don't know. How do we submit feedback to them? Is that possible? Yeah, sorry, I didn't do the gamba for that one. My bad. I'll do a coin flip for you guys in a minute. How do we submit our feedback? Or do we just have to hope that they watch the fucking video? Let us know how you feel. We're excited to see the conversation. So they're just going to go to fucking Reddit and read retard ideas. You have to understand whether or not we're all in agreement on what makes a compelling set of rage rewards. If we feel like we have to really have a really clear path forwards, then we'll check back in with our updated thoughts. I really hope that they I mean, I don't know. I don't know if my ideas are good or not. I can't tell, but I feel like what I'm suggesting isn't the most ridiculous idea. I really hope they don't do this elemental shit. I'd like to quickly say that we know that there are questions raised in our Summit News post around limited builds and still some mentions for changes of the shadow in case we explore magic reward space. Haven't forgotten about these and we'll address both in the coming months. Okay, cool. I'm waiting for this shadow change. I don't know. Be interesting to see where they go to get their information from. I hope it's not some Reddit half-wit, but they got to be careful. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.